Hi y'all, so I was thinking about different ideas for what to make for a YouTube video, and I started thinking about how in elementary school, your teachers always try to teach you how to write descriptively. And the first thing they tell you to do is they tell you to write a how-to paper. Things like how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, or how to make the perfect toast, or how to drink a glass of milk. So I started thinking it would be pretty fun to do a how-to of how to eat a cookie. Now, I made some delicious oatmeal cookies last week, and these are the last few left, so I want to get them out of the house. So this is also a good way to do that too. So I've broken it down into about 4 different ways of how to eat a cookie properly. So the first way is obviously the nibble. You take your cookie, all you do, very easy, little tiny nibble. You just nibble off the end a little bit. Best part about this is you get to savor the cookie for as long as possible. You just eat a small amount, and then the smaller the nibbles that you take, the longer the cookie lasts. The only downside to this is, of course, the fact that if you're trying to eat somebody else's cookie, it takes you longer to eat it before they come back and discover that you're eating their cookie. And that's why they came up with the full mouth. You basically just take the cookie and you shove it as far into your mouth as possible and take the biggest bite you can. It's very unattractive. Now the entire internet has just seen me eating. So now that we've learned both the nibble and the full mouth, there's a couple different ways that we can do this. Now, obviously, everybody always talks about the best way to eat a cookie with a glass of milk. And this is what I call the nip and dip. And these names for how to eat cookies are getting dirtier as they go. So, easy enough. You take your cookie or what's left of your cookie. You take a glass of milk, preferably one that's wide rimmed so you can fit as much of the cookie in as possible. And you dip and nip. Mmm. For those of you who didn't catch it the first time, you dip and nip. Mmm. Mm-hmm. And then you use a napkin to clean up your mess afterwards. Now, some people are a little bit more polite than these last 2 methods. Dip and nip, obviously, it's a little bit messy. You drip milk all over the place. And the full mouth is just rude looking. So, the proper way to do this at, things like parties and events where you're not sitting down and eating your cookie is the break and bite. I know, that probably sounds painful, but basically, you break off a chunk of the cookie and you bite into it. This breaks your cookie down into smaller pieces that fit into your mouth easier so that there's less crumbs from the nibble, and it's more polite looking than the full mouth. Sometimes you can break off bigger chunks and still nibble off of them too, such as this. I just broke off a slightly bigger chunk, and I can still nibble. Now, these are all wonderful ways to eat cookies, so I suggest that you all go out and find a bunch of cookies and try it yourself. Of course, there's other ways to eat cookies, such as Oreos, where you can eat the entire Oreo, or you split it in half and you eat the cream out of the center and then you eat the cookie. But this is just for your standard cookie. So someday later I may make a video on how to eat an Oreo properly. But this was your how-to on how to eat a cookie. I hope this all helps you with your cookie eating dilemmas. Have a great day!